Hi everyone. Hello. It's me, Farlan. I am the Maths and Physics lecturer at Platinum Business Academy. I'm here going to discuss a small topic which is from Maths today. This is about a small topic in Maths that I'm going to discuss, which is used in both O levels and A levels, actually for AS levels. So I'm going to discuss a bit on sequences, the very basics of sequences, and a little bit of sequences. When you speak about sequences, there are different types of sequences, but I will be discussing here mainly on arithmetic sequences, a small session which is going to be between 15 to 30 minutes. All right. So guys, yes. So what is a sequence? A sequence is a pattern. Yeah. It can be a pattern of numbers or maybe a pattern of diagrams. It can be anything that is forming a pattern and where you can predict on it. If there is a way that you can predict the next number or the next figure that is going to come in the queue, that means it is a sequence. So for an example, let's say this is a sequence, isn't it? Let's say a set of numbers 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, and so on. This is a sequence. Why? There is a pattern. You can predict what is the next number going to be. I mean, you can based looking at the pattern, you can exactly tell you what is going to be the next number and what is going to be the following and so on. So that means it is a sequence. So what is the sequence that you see here? Each number is increasing by 3. 2 plus 3 is 3, 5. That plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11, and so on. So there is a common difference between the terms, right? So let me say that difference is equal to 3. So let me take another one. 5, 7, 9, 11. This is again a sequence. Again, the same thing. There is a common difference between the terms. You can see each term is increasing by 2 to be the next. So here the difference is 2. Yeah. So let me take another one. Maybe something like 20, 16, 12, 8, and so on. Here also there is a pattern, but here the pattern is, look at this. Each number is reducing by 4 to be the next. 20 minus 4 is 16. That minus 4 is 12. That minus 4 is 8, and so on. So here the common difference is minus 4. So how do you find that common difference? A particular term minus the previous term gives you the common difference. So guys, a sequence where there is a common difference, just like this, what we spoke, then we call it as an arithmetic sequence. Okay. This is an arithmetic sequence. It is a sequence in which there is a common difference between the terms. We call it as an arithmetic sequence. So for an arithmetic sequence, now let's say I give you this sequence, and if I tell you to find the 20th term or the 30th term, if you are a person who doesn't know about the theories of sequences, what will you do is you will have to write the 20 terms and see, okay, what is the 20th term? Or if you have to find the 100th term, you will have to write up to the 100th term and see what is the 100th term. So here we are going to discuss about, without writing all the terms, how are we going to find that exactly the 100th term or the 50th term or whatever? How do you find it exactly? So there is an equation. So the equation is the nth term in general is given by a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, the nth term is given by a plus n minus 1 into d, where a is the first term of the sequence. A is the first term, and this d is the common difference. And n is the term number. If you want to find the 10th term, the n becomes 10. If you want to find the 20th term, the n becomes 20, and so on. So n is the term number. Okay. All right. So there is the nth term of an arithmetic sequence is given by a plus n minus 1 to b. So let me just discuss a few examples. Let's say this one. Calculate 10th term in the following arithmetic sequence. The following arithmetic sequences is a question. So we just have to find the 10th term. So look at this pattern, 1, 4, 7, 10, and so on. So that means the first term is 1. The common difference is 3. So the 10th term is going to be T10 is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. Okay. So what is A? A is the first term, which is 1. N is the term number, which is 10. 10 minus 1. The D is a common difference, which is 3. So that is going to be 1 plus 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 into 3 is 27. So which means 28 is the answer. The 10th term is 28. Okay. Then let me take another example. 2, 7, 12, and so on. So which means here the first term is 2. Common difference is how much? 7 minus 2, 5. 12 minus 7, 5. So the common difference is 5. Okay. So the 10th term is going to be, again, A plus N minus 1 into D. A is 2. N is 10. 10 minus 1. Common difference is 5. So that is 2 plus 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 into 5 is 45. 2 plus 45 will become 47. Okay. Right. So now let's say I want to find that for this one, let me say I want to find the 25th term. Let's say I want to find the 25th term. So then the N becomes 25. Okay. So A is 13. D, what is the common difference? D is 13 and 27. 20 means the difference is 20 minus 13, that is 7. Difference is 7. So the nth term is going to be Tn is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D, which is 13 plus N minus 1, 25 minus 1 into D is 7. That is 13 plus 25 minus 1 is 24. 24 into 7. 24 into 7, that is 168. So 13 plus 168 is 181. So that is the 25th term. So guys, if it is an arithmetic sequence, and if you want to find any term, you can use this equation and find exactly that term without writing down all the terms in the sequence. Okay? Right. So guys, let me discuss a few exam type questions. These are questions given at the Cambridge O-level exams, or even these types of questions are given even for the Excel O-level, or even some basics of these questions are tested even for AS Cambridge paper, right? So let me discuss a few questions with you. Question 1. The nth term of a sequence is given by n square minus 5a. Now they haven't specified whether it is an arithmetic sequence or any other type of sequence or anything. They just have told, okay, the nth term of any sequence will be given by this. I mean, any term of any term of this sequence will be given by n square minus 5a. Find the second term of this sequence. So if you want to find the second term, all you need to do is you replace this n with 2. Wherever you see n here in this equation, you put 2. So n square minus 5n is going to be 2 square minus 5 into 2. 2 square is 4. Minus 5 into 2 is 10. 4 minus 10 is minus 6. So that will be the second term of this sequence. So if you want to find the fifth term, you put n equals 5. If you want to find the 10th term, you put n equals 10, right? And in the next part, it says the pth term of this sequence is 150. Now they haven't told what is p. They have told, okay, there is a term in this sequence which is 150. You have to find the value of p. So guys, pth term. So nth term is n square minus 5. Second term is 2 square minus 5 into 2. So the pth term will be p square minus 5 into p. That will be the pth term, p square minus 5 into p. And that is equal to 150. So now this is leading to an equation, a quadratic equation, which we have to solve and find the p. So that is p square minus 5p. And you bring this 150 to the left, which is minus 150. That is equal to 0. So that is going to be, so it's a quadratic equation. How do you factorize it? p square, and this is something that you would have done already. This is done at the very beginning of maths, how to solve a quadratic equation. So if you are an O-level student, you would have done this at the very beginning. If you are an A-level student, definitely you have done this for O-levels. So the factors for 150, the factors will be p minus 15 and p plus 10. These are the correct factors for this quadratic equation. So which means after factorizing, you make each factor equal to 0, p minus 15 equals 0, p plus 10 equals 0. So which means p equals 15 or p equals minus 10. But you know, p is the term number. The term number can't be definitely negative. So it has to be a positive value. So p equals 15. P equals 15. That's the correct value. And the next one, part B, the nth term of another sequence. Now they are talking about something that's not related to the previous one. Nth term of another sequence is given by 3n square minus k. The fifth term in this sequence is given 55. They have told already the fifth term is 55 and they want you to find the value of k. So how can that be done? So guys, here the fifth term means the nth term is given by 3n square minus k. So if you want the fifth term, you have to replace the n with 5. So it will be 3 into n square will become 5 square minus k into n will become 5. So 3 into 5 square minus k into 5, that is the fifth term, and that is given that the fifth term is equal to 55. So you make it equal to 55. So you construct an equation based on the facts they have given and then try to solve that equation to find the k. So 3 into 5 square. 5 square is 25. 3 into 25 is 75. 75 minus 5k is equal to 55. So how do you solve this equation now? A simple linear equation. Bring the 55 to the left. Bring the minus 5k to the right. So it will become 75 minus 55. Minus 5k take out to the other side will become plus 5k. 75 minus 55 is 20. That is equal to 5k. So 5k is 20 means k is equal to 20 divided by 5. That's equal to 4. K equals 4. Right. Let's check another question. Oh, this one. I'll take this one. Two sequences have 1, 3, 5 as their first three terms. There are two sequences they are telling. We don't know what are those, but they are telling, okay, the first three terms of this sequence, both these sequences have the first three terms as 1, 3, 5. In the first sequence, each term is 2 more than the term before that. Okay, that means it's an arithmetic sequence. If a particular term is exactly a particular number more than the previous term, that means it's an arithmetic sequence. So find an expression in terms of n for the nth term. So we know for an arithmetic sequence, the nth term is given by a plus n minus 1 into t. So what is the a first term, which is 1? What is the n? N is what we have to find. We have to find the nth term. So n minus 1 into the common difference. Common difference is 2. They have told each term is 2 more than the previous term. So it's 2. So it's 1 plus, you take out the brackets, n into 2 is 2n, minus 1 into 2 is minus 2. So simplify the nth term, you are getting 2n, 1 minus 2 is minus 1. So this is going to be the nth term, 2n minus 1. Then they are telling the kth term of this sequence is 841. Find the value of k. So guys, the nth term of the sequence is 2n minus 1. So the nth term is 2n minus 1. Means the kth term is supposed to be 2k minus 1. So 2k minus 1 is what equal to 841. You need to find what is the value of k. So take the minus 1 to the other side. 2k equals 841 plus 1, which is 842. So k equals 842 divided by 2, which is 421. So the value of k is 421. And the next one. The nth term of the second sequence, okay. They were speaking about two sequences at the beginning, right? There are two sequences where the first three terms are 1, 3, and 5. So that the next second sequence they're telling, okay, the nth term of the second sequence is given by, they have given this expression. Looks a bit complicated, but it's not going to be actually when you start the question. Find the fourth term of this sequence. So guys, to find the fourth term of this sequence, all you need to do is you just have to replace the n with 4. So it's going to be 2 to the power 4 minus 1 minus 4 minus 1 into 4 minus 4 divided by 2. So this is 2 to the power 4 minus 1 is 3 minus 4 minus 1 is 3 into 4 minus 4 is 0 divided by 2. So which is 2 to the power 3 is 8 minus 3 into 0 is anyway 0. So 0. 8 minus 0 is 8. The answer is 8. That's the fourth term. And find the fifth term of this sequence. So all you need to do now is replace this n with 5. So it's going to be 2 to the power 5 minus 1 minus 5 minus 1 into 5 minus 4 divided by 2. So that is 2 to the power 5 minus 1 is 4 minus 5 minus 1 is 4 into 5 minus 4 is 1 divided by 2. So 2 to the power 4 is 16 minus 4 into 1 over 2 is 4 over 2, that is 2. 16 minus 2 is 14. That's 14. That is the fifth term. So guys, if you know the general expression for any term, the nth term, you can find any term by just substituting the value of n into the equation. Let me do one last question. This one. The first four terms of a sequence S are given by 89, 83, 77, 71. So is there a pattern? Is there a pattern? Yes. Yes, 89 to 83 means it's a reduction of 6, minus 6. 83 to 77, yes, minus 6. So 77 to 71, it's a minus 6. So that means it's a arithmetic sequence. Find an expression in terms of n, the nth term of the sequence. So Sn, the nth term of an arithmetic sequence is, we know, a plus n minus 1 into d. So here the a is the first term, which is 89. Nth term is what we want, so n minus 1 into the common difference is minus 6. Take off the brackets, 89. N into minus 6 is minus 6n. Minus 1 into minus 6 is plus 6. So that is going to be 89 plus 6 is 95 minus 6n. 95 minus 6n will be the nth term. Then the next one. Find the smallest value of n for which Sn is less than 0. Now Sn is 95 minus 6n, right? So Sn is less than 0 means 95 minus 6n is less than 0. So it's an inequality. How do you solve that? So take the minus 6n to the other side. So 95 is less than 6n. Minus 6n taken to the other side will become plus 6n. So read it again. 95 is less than 6n means, in other words, 6n is greater than 95. Common sense, right? If 95 is less than 6n, that means 6n is greater than 95. So which means n is greater than, you take the 6 to the other side, 95 divided by 6. So which means n is greater than, what is 95 over 6? 6 into 15 is 90. So this is 15, 5 over 6 as an extraction, or 15 point something, no? 15 point blah, blah, blah. So guys, n has to be greater than that means, and find the smallest value of n. So the n is now an integer, right? Whether they say it or not. N is an integer. Why? N is the term number. So you don't have something called 15.8th term, or you don't have something called 15.9th term. What you can have is either 15th term or the 16th term or 17th and so on. So n to be greater than 15, 5 over 6, the smallest value that n can take is n equals 16. That is the smallest value n can take. Okay. Right. And then guys, part B. The nth term of a different sequence, of another sequence they're talking about, the nth term is given by n square minus 4n. Find and simplified expression for tn plus 1 minus tn. Now look at this. What is tn plus 1? So tn means n square minus 4n, right? So t5 means you put n equals 5. If you want tp, you put n equals p. So if you want tn plus 1, you need to replace this n with n plus 1. So the n plus 1 term, this tn plus 1 is going to be n plus 1 square minus 4 times n plus 1. This is the tn plus 1. This is the n plus 1 term. So if you take off the brackets and simplify, n plus 1 square will be n square plus 2n plus 1. And here this is going to be minus 4 into n minus 4n minus 4 into 1 minus 4. So if you simplify n square, 2n minus 4n is minus 2n, 1 minus 4 is minus 3. That is the n plus 1 term. So they want what? N plus 1 term minus n term. So tn plus 1 is n square minus 2n minus 3. That minus the nth term is n square minus 4n. Take off the brackets, n square minus 2n minus 3 minus n square minus 4n is plus 4n. So when you simplify the n square with minus n square, what are we left with? 4n minus 2n is 2n. 2n minus 3 is the remaining. So this is the difference between the tn plus 1 and tn. Right. And the last part of it, the difference between t plus 1 term and the pth term is 75. Find the value of p. So guys, the difference between tn plus 1 term and the nth term is 2n minus 3 means the same thing here. P plus 1 term and pth term means just the n needs to be replaced with p. So it's going to be 2p minus 3. And that difference is equal to 75. So that's 2p is equal to, you bring this minus 3 to the other side, 75 plus 3 is 78. So p is equal to 78 divided by 2. That's 39. That's 39. Okay. So that's all, guys. Actually, sequence is a lot more than this. So I just got a basic start of sequence, and just to make you go through the very basics of sequences, and to have to people who have no idea about what is sequence, maybe just to have a slight idea how is that, what is sequences, and how, what are the types of questions that you can get from sequences. We just need a few questions. And if you have any questions with this, what we have done, or maybe if you need the soft copy of what I just did now, you can always just contact me. You can drop me a message, or even you can't contact me, you can contact Platinum always and get a soft copy of it. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.